Hello, everybody. Kieran. He's like, oh, no, you're fine. Uncle Doug's here.
Happy Friday.
My little brother was asking me
Happy Friday on Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday. Happy Fry Wednesday. So good to see everybody. Looks like Peggy's here. She's always first. I love it. So Peggy and Lori and Kimmy. Hi, everybody. It looks like we're just pausing and starting just a little bit. I had Kieran turn off the Wi-Fi on my other computer and his computer. So hopefully that saves some bandwidth for us today because we're going to need it with how beautiful and gorgeous this jewelry is. I don't usually like to toot my own horn, but there's a few times that I'm just like, toot, 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 whoa, oh my gosh, like this is absolutely stunning. And I'm so excited to share it with you today. Can you believe I did this in less than 2 days? I designed all of this in less than 2 days. And I swear it's crazy, but honestly, I think my designs come out better when I'm put under a lot of pressure to get things done. That's always what it seems like, but today is going to be no short than awesome. It's just going to be straight awesomeness. Looks like Lynn's in here too. Peggy saying hi to everybody. But yeah, no, today is going to be fabulous. But what you see here on screen right now is the giveaway. Can't forget about that. Good morning, Monica. Hi, Sherry. So, for giveaway, hi, Connie. All you have to do is love the live, and then we'll show everybody how to do that, like always. Just in case you're new, good morning, Patty. Well, good afternoon, actually. It's noon 04 here. But you just have to love the live, and at the end of the live, we do a random pick of who gets this amazing giveaway, because all of you guys are so amazing. But you can already see that there's some pretty incredible pieces in here. Hi, Sherry. And we might as well just dump this sucker out, because why not? Let's get straight to business, and I'm already beadless sliding off into my lap. Glenna, so good to see you too. Wowzers, look at this. This is stunning. There's some really great pieces in here. This is more of like a spring fling is what I was going to call it. A little spring fling because it's very springy, has some nice pastels and some deep oranges. Very, very, very excited. And look at you even get a big old hers tab. Love it. All hers. Whoever wins this. Taryn. It is a beautiful day. Because you can see that I'm not wearing a hoodie once again, because I just have to show off how amazing this jewelry looks on at the end. Don't think I'm going to do it right now, because we save all the best things for last. This piece is absolutely incredible. And then we have a few more just absolutely stunning pieces in here. Wow. Look at that leaf, and this dragonfly is absolutely insane. Toot toot, you guys are amazing. You guys make me feel so good about all my designs and being under pressure. But it's all good pressure. Yeah. Good old, let's get into our jams. This is an adorable elephant. This cab is phenomenal. So yeah, there's just a lot of great things in here, and it's completely free to enter the giveaway. So why the heck not? Just click your little hearty heart as your reaction to the live, and then you are entered in for the giveaway, which is amazing. And then last week, I think Teresa won it, so we aren't doing 2 this week, we're just doing 1, because she did purchase and she did claim. So if you do happen to win this amazing giveaway, you do have to ensure that you make at least 1 purchase on the warehouse sale tab. It includes anybody that has pre-ordered, so on and so forth. So just keep that in mind, that you will need to make at least 1 purchase on the warehouse sale tab, and then we will send this in your order. So lovely. Oh, I have to show you guys this one too, because that is absolutely fabulous. I've never seen that before. Look at this one, Uncle Doug.
Oh, that is nice.
Isn't that really cool?
That's sweet.
Love that. And then this one too, specifically. I thought these were awesome. Hi, Debbie and Cookie, and Aunt Jean's in here. Aunt Jean is going to be making the kits that I have available. There's only 4 of each, so we were not going to put those in the pre-order because we wanted everybody to have a chance to grab those. Sorry, Peggy. Peggy is always the first to order, but everybody gets a fair chance on the kits today. There's only 4 of each, but they're absolutely stunning. I can't wait to make those active. So, Aunt Jean, that will probably be the first thing that we will be going over today. So I'm probably going to start showing them, and then whenever you want to make them active, go ahead and do that. But I do want to at least get them on screen so everybody can take a peeky peek at the 2 kits that we have. And then I will throw up the cart numbers and tell everybody how to order very shortly. They are live and almost sold out. Oh my goodness. So I better get these on screen now. And if you want an absolute solid chance at getting these, I would probably suggest going to the live shop, the website down there. There's only 1 of each left. So
Okay, I gotta tell you,
what?
You sound like a caffeinated QVC host.
Hey, you know what? It's better to sound energized than like a turd sitting there.
Oh, you sound great.
I have to be like,
it's a lovely day.
It's gorgeous.
It's a lovely day.
Beautiful. Just like you. Woo-hoo-hoo. Don't you love that? All right, there's only 1 left of each of these. So you need to get on the website. I'm probably not even going to put up the cart number for these because then I have to refresh everything. But these are stunning. So there's 1 of each in the listings there. Absolutely gorgeous. This one's probably my favorite one. And I wish I could make more of these. Okay, they're gone, you guys. So no more left. But to at least give you a little bit of inspiration for some of your future designs, go ahead and take a nice old peek at these gorgeous ones. And then I do have the example photos up there. So pretty. Literally everything that you needed for the kits are coming in the little bags. So you'll get a bag like this with all the components in there for one, and a bag like this for the other. So literally everything you need for these 2 are in those kits. So you guys are solid. And they're super easy to follow through. You're just doing some jump rings and cutting some chains. So, dang, man, you guys sold me out quick on those. Holy cow. All right, well, I think for my next kits, I'm going to see if I can find some.
Pull a rabbit out of my hat.
I'm going to try and find some larger quantities for you ladies. But that's what makes these ones so special, is that they're literally, like, I think there's only 4 each. So make sure you keep your eyes open for future things like that, because I think they're so fun and so pretty. And I think I have a couple earring kits that will go up next time. So don't forget about that giveaway. Get your heart reactions in. I'm going to show that one more time. Hi, Chris. It's good to see you. Kimmy said she got one, so lucky her. This is the giveaway. Don't forget to love that live, and then we will get to the giveaway at the end of the live.
Giveaway, non-chocolate.
You guys don't get any of, go this way, any of these. What are they? Lemon sugar. Lemon sugar, non-chocolate, because I'm allergic to chocolate. But they're cookies. I bet these are amazing. So
you'll find out soon.
Yes, I will. I'm just so excited to show you guys today. And I just, all right. I think I'm just going to put on, 1 necklace right now, because I just can't stop looking at it, and then we'll get to it. Hopefully I don't forget to go over it because I'm wearing it. No, I won't. Trust me. But I have to put it on so you guys can see a little bit of jewelry on 4 a.m. other than at the end of the live, because I'm just always bare-necked and don't have anything in my ears. Wow. I just love it so much. Ooh, cookies. All right. We're gonna do some wire work today too. This one necklace that I did was almost all wire, just a couple beads and some chain. So I think we're going to start out with some of these. Ooh, Pepperidge Farms cookie. Yes, that's what those are. They look really good. I don't think I've ever had those before, but I will very soon. Okay, so Corian put on her necklace. We'll go over this one later because I absolutely love it. But we're gonna put on these ones, and I thought this was kind of more of an eclectic feel, so that's kind of what I named this little series. I called it something eclectic something, but these are absolutely gorgeous, and we're gonna show you how to make them. So easy, and then we'll even give you the components. So all you have to do is check out in the comments and in your messenger app, and you will be good to go. And then you find my live later and follow along. Or if you already have the components, feel free to follow along as we're making them. Very, very gypsy, very eclectic. I love anything that's layered. So good job on that, Peggy. I probably should have put gypsy in the title too, but I might have gotten flagged for that. Because you never know what terms are correct and what terms are not so accepted in today's date. So I'm going to bring out these amazing connectors, and then I'm going to bring out these blanks that we use. And if you can remember the mermaid tail, I think is what some ladies called it, the art metal piece. We used this blank, and then there was a rectangle blank too that we curved to make look like a wave, and then that was our centerpiece, and then those mermaid tails and art metal went around for the bracelet. So you can do this or do these with those too. So I'm going to zoom in nice and close here so we can get a good pan of this. Check that out. Ooh, ooh, ooh. And I don't have a crystal pack because I did not have enough of these tiny flatbacks, but they're absolutely gorgeous. And I will measure the millimeter for you guys so you guys can find just like teeny tiny flatbacks like mine, because they are perfect for these connectors and for the ancient coins that I'm wearing now. So let's pop up our first cart number. That is going to be cart 100. So to order, all you have to do is type whatever is in parentheses right above my head. For instance, cart 100 in the comments, send that comment, and then it will prompt in your messenger app a cart so you're able to check out directly from Facebook. And if you're not comfortable checking out from Facebook, visit vintageliveshop.com. Whoop, that way, down there at the bottom. And then you will be able to go to the warehouse sale tab and then find all of these images there. So you can check out straight from the live shop website or from Facebook. No, Peggy, you didn't offend anybody. I'm very particular in the way that I word things. So if something's like not so accepted, I try and stay away from those terms. But I think gypsy is a beautiful word. I don't know why that would ever be a thing. It's just people being quote unquote profiled, I guess, is what they call it. But I think the term is beautiful. The flatbacks look like SS12.
You can use it. You can use that term.
Gypsy?
Yes, because you have Romanian. You're part Romanian.
Oh, I didn't even know that. I'm a mixed breed.
So you can claim it.
Okay, I'm gonna claim it, you guys. I am Romanian. I'm just gonna say I'm only Romanian. You know what, Renee? You are right. They are just around 3mm flatbacks. So that's perfect. So if you can find some of those, they are perfect for these designs and for these components. All right, so cart 100 for these beautiful solid brass connectors. Those pendant kits did sell fast, and that's why we didn't have them on pre-order. All right, so this is the 2-hole or 2-loop solid brass connector. It's got this really beautiful beaded border, and then it's got this dap in the center as well. So we use this 2 ways. I hammered it, and I left it alone in the earrings. So there's 2 different things. By the way, so Ian's surgery is no longer Thursday. He is sick still, so they rescheduled it to the 22nd. So all of your orders, all of your stashes, everything will be going out tomorrow and Friday. And then not next week, but the following week, we're going to probably change things up a little bit because then I'm taking that Thursday and Friday off due to his rescheduling. Which, like, what the heck? We just want to get it over with. Why'd you have to get sick, Ian? But they said, just for safety and just for making sure, we're going to reschedule the surgery. So, just to keep you guys a little bit updated on that side of things. All right, are you guys ready to dive in here? So this one is actually super easy. All you have to do is hammer the solid brass connector flat, so then you're able to glue your flat backs in the middle, and I kind of thought it made it look like an eyeball. Does that look like an eyeball, like the seeing eyeball, Uncle Doug?
Oh yeah, like the ham. Was it the nut? Yeah.
Yeah, the seeing
sort of like
eyeball, something like that. So I thought that was absolutely adorable. I did.
All-seeing eye.
Yeah, the all-seeing eye. That's what it's called. So I thought that was super, super cute. And then I did a hematite wash on it. So you can see here between the two different, like the evil island said. You're funny. The all-seeing eye. All right. So you can tell the difference in the finishes here. This is a hematite dry, like a dry brush across it with some of the reliefing block done to it compared to the normal solid brass item. So you can see it's been antiqued a little bit. But other than that, that's all you have to do for that bracelet. And then I used jump rings from the Tiny Jump Ring pack to connect all of those together. And then for these earrings, I left the two solid brass connectors alone, so they stay like this. I'll bring this up here, and then we'll show you how to make this blank look like this on the bottom. And then I took a bead here, and I strung it onto my ER0003, and it won't come back off. So I'll show you guys how I did that too, because it gets stuck right in the middle there, and it would not go up this side either. So I'll show you how to do that. So you have a little trick if your beads are getting stuck and not working like you want them to. And I almost got it stuck again. Almost. So let's dive in here. I need my barrel pliers and my other pliers. Actually, I'm going to leave my big barrel pliers over here because I don't quite need those yet. Just need these ones. All right. So grab your copper blank, which I'm going to put up on the screen now. That is going to be cart 101. 20 pieces for $18. I'm going to take your blank, and you're not going to do this yet. I'm getting ahead of myself. You need your steel bench block and your rubber dacking block first. Because it's hammered.
We call them the Peggy.
Your favorite thing.
The Peggy pieces.
Peggy. She's like, do we hammer again?
These are the Peggy pieces.
Yes. Right, the Peggies. The Peggy pieces. The Peggy exclusives. Her favorite tools to use. We're going to move those out of the way just a little bit so I can get my blocks in here. Because I know you guys love that hammering ASMR. There's my blank. And then I'm going to kind of angle it a bit to get a good view, and then so I don't hit my phone with the hammer here. I should bring it back just a bit because I'm pretty particular about the way the things are set up on here. Also, I don't know if you guys noticed, but if you have any questions, I did put the warehouse email down there at the bottom. So warehouse@vintage.com. If you need to get a hold of me or Doug for any reason, we are at that email. So just let me know. Also, Peggy and Jean, I could not find any more of those squirrels and the mice with the strawberries, but I will keep my eyes peeled for those. I think I emailed you guys back this morning, but I was unsuccessful finding those. So, and then Jean, I'll need you to clarify a little bit more on the mushrooms that you're looking for. All right, hammering away. You want to cover the whole blank in hammer marks. Always. Always, always, always. It just adds a bit of texture so your blank isn't so blank. That's looking pretty good. Alright, so after I'm done hammering, you can see that there's like a little bit of lift on this side and a little bit of lift on that side, so I just flatten my blank back out and then hammer it upside down so then it flattens itself back out. See, all that texture is already showing up, but I think we need it to show up a bit more. So I'm going to take my reliefing block here, my used dirty reliefing block, this way, there, and we're going to relief the copper. So this is a solid copper blank. I'm not sure if I said that, but just to keep you informed. Love it. Ooh, that one's cool. That was a good relief. It's kind of pressing a bit harder on that one.
Debbie's jonesing. Debbie's jonesing there in Pittsburgh.
Ooh. She's getting her fix watching the demo today. I want to make this super bright, so I'm going to have some bright copper with some of that antiquing process that we do. Artisan copper is what we call it. Artisan. Alright, so we're done with our bench block. We're going to push this back down and we're going to zoom way back in again. So you guys can see all the gorgeousness in one place. Cute. Okay, so we're going to take these pliers this time because we don't need the super, super big barrel pliers for this. And I'm going to put my hammered side up in between the two barrels there. Right in the middle. Like that. I'm going to bump this up just a little bit more so I can make sure that you guys can see. And I'm just going to fold with my finger around the barrel on both sides. So it kind of meets in the middle, but if it doesn't quite, don't fray. It's not a bad thing. And then I'm going to take my chain nose pliers here, and I'm going to adjust so it's kind of more in the middle. So I'm going to hit on either side with my pliers and just move it over. And then kind of squeeze it in. Like that. That's looking pretty close. And then I'm going to take the smaller side now. I'm just going to bend it just a little bit more so it gets into that center. See where our holes are lining up. That's pretty dang good, I think. And then I'm going to take my pliers, once again, my chain nose pliers, and I'm going to set it right at the top here. And I'm just going to bend it up to give it a little bit more dimension other than just a curl. So it's got like that flat tip. I'm going to do that back on the other side. Bend it up. And then I'm going to take my pliers and I'm going to squish them together. So then you get this nice close, tight U action going on. You guys can see like that. Now it's closed together in a nice shape. And then you take your jump ring. I used a JR30 just because this jump ring's a bit more thick. Oh, you have a cat pawing at your screen? Funny. So I'm going to take a JR30 just because the JR30s are a bit more sturdy when connecting pieces that aren't totally closed together. So So we're going to put this through the holes there. And then close the jump rings. Or jump ring, because there's only one right now. Nice. Like that. I used a silver plated jump ring up here, but this one is just a normal solid brass one. So it's JRV 30, which the solid brass will match the solid brass connector that goes with it. So I like to close them. This is such a wonderful piece for bales, Debbie, you're right. And then I'm actually going to open it again because I need to string my connector on there before I forget. Your solid brass connector, because that's what's going, the other loop is going to attach to the ear wire. So I'm going to actually scoot this up a little bit more because it is a bit of a tight fit, but it does fit. There we go. Beautiful. And then an ER0003. Let's see if I can just pull one out here. Nice. All right, so I'm going to bring that out down there. And I'm going to grab a bead out of my bead box. I'm going to see if there's a kit. Ooh, this one might work. This one's cute. And I don't think this works for all beads. I actually need one that's a little bit more oval. Ooh, I found the same bead I'm working with. Awesome. So, there's my bead. And then to string your beads on the ear wires here, I unclasp it and I pull it out just a bit. I don't want to ruin this U shape that I have, but I'm going to come down here to the tab that hooks into the other side, and I'm just going to bend that straight. You can see where the line's at, so you can remember where to bend it back. I'm going to slide my bead on there, and then depending on how thick your bead is, you're going to need to adjust your ear wire so it can come up and around that U shape. And I kind of twist them, push it down. I'm going to bend this back into my U shape. And then I'm going to take that tab back here at the bottom. And I'm going to take that and I'm going to pull it back so we have that little notch there again. And then throw your hook in there. So it's just the same, but I might as well just finish this since I already have all of the components. Pull this down a bit, string this on, and then I'm going to close it so it doesn't go off. My hands weren't so shaky. Promise it's not all that caffeine. It's genetic. My dad's got some shaky hands himself. All right, there we go. Easy peasy lemon squeezy, like our lemon cookies.
You need to get one of those.
I know. Mixed metals are so popular with my customers. That's my fave. Mixed metals are my favorite. And then don't worry and don't forget, when you spend over $200, you get little free trinkets that we make during the lives as well. So keep that in mind. But I think those are the only two using that blank and that connector. So I'm going to bring on the connector pack one more time before I take these out. So you guys can see it. How gorgeous it is. And we'll bring that connector pack up one more time. That's cart 100. And then the blank pack is cart 101. Bring my wire back up there. So pretty. Beautiful, so fun, beautiful. I love you guys. You guys are so sweet in the comments. Alright, I think that's plenty of time for those cart numbers. So I'm going to pull these off. And then we'll probably dive into our other blank pack. And do some earrings. Push these off. Push these on. And take this off. Tried to do that with a rose gold plated ear wire and a bead. Add a bead, and the finish cracked and peeled off. Plated things might be a little bit harder. So we do use a flex plating when we are doing jump rings and ear wires and things, so you are able to flex the plating. But I wonder if you tried too hard, because if you're gonna rub that plating like really, 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 really hard with a bead or something that's scratchy, it might do that. Ooh.
I'm gonna share that.
Don't share that with anybody. Looks like I'm picking my nose almost with the way that my hand was up there.
Now you go.
That's so funny. Uncle Doug took a bad picture of me.
It wasn't that bad.
It's like my bad side, my bad profile.
You don't have a bad side.
Nah, I'm kidding. Alright. These earrings are up next. These are so fun, you guys. So let's... Oop, not that blank pack. This blank pack. We'll visit that other blank pack in a bit. Cart 103 for the P0043 blanks. These are natural brass. And then I did re-upload any images that I could find of past jewelry that I've made using these products. So definitely go look at those listings. Even if you're just ordering straight from Facebook, you will want to visit vintageliveshop.com so you guys can see all the finished designs there as well. And then we have our beads, our tube beads here, filigree tube beads. I'm going to pop that up so we can get a cart number on that. That is cart 104, and we'll revisit the blank pack. Gorgeous. Probably do an up close of that blank here. So this is that oval blank with the one loop, natural brass. So fun. Glenna, so sweet. And then this is the filigree tube bead used in these earrings. So fun. I feel like not a lot of people know quite how to use those though. So I'm glad that I got them picked up. You use it?
I used it for my tie keeper.
Oh, that's so fun.
You push it through the buttonhole of the shirt and then attach a chain, you know?
Huh. I didn't know that.
Maybe on the break I'll do one someday.
Yeah, you should. All right. And then we're going to bring up the cart 105. That's going to be the leather and wire pack, which this is the leather that you're going to be getting in that pack. You get 10 feet of leather. This is a charcoal, like soft suede lace leather. It's beautiful. I love it. Such a stunning color. It's not like black. It's not gray. It's kind of like that. It's like a gray blue almost. I think it's so pretty, and I just love the texture. So that's coming in your wire pack, and then you get two 16 gauge wires, solid brass, and then the art metal colored wire, 15 feet of each. And then you're going to get two 28 gauge wires. They are 180 feet each. One is copper colored, and then the other one is solid brass. And then one other style is the 30 gauge, 180 feet natural brass colored wire. So quite a few wire things. We're going to be using the 16 gauge wire for a necklace a little bit later on, so you will probably want to get this pack regardless. It's a steal of a deal. Wire's amazing to work with, and then you always need more. She's like, I thought you would have used them in your hair.
Jeez.
I think maybe Taya did a few hair pieces with them. She made some really, really pretty hair pieces. I'm going to steal a Jillabane. A pink one. And then that's all you need. And then I use some CH103. It's been one of my go-to chains lately because it's not soldered. And you can connect it directly to your pieces. So here's a close-up of the earring down at the bottom portion, and then the top portion is so fun. Alright, so you can probably guess, am I going to need a hammer? Yes, you will need a hammer. Of course, because almost everything I do, blank-wise, I hammer it. Love it, love it, love it. So angle this one more time. Probably not one more time, probably multiple times, but get a good view in here.
Oh my gosh, Lori. That would be the shortest day in history.
Men's designs.
Well, we have some, we could do messenger bracelet type of things, or it would be simple drops.
We could find some stuff, probably
simple drop pendant things, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe dog tag.
Yeah, because you guys are dogs.
Dog.
You guys are all dogs.
Gnarly dogs.
All right. Hammer time. Hammer, hammer, hammer. So you're going to hammer the whole piece. So you're going to be using sections of this blank. This one uses a bit more of the hammer. So it's a bit larger than that copper blank. Hope you guys are enjoying your view of the hammer. Is that chain available in the warehouse pools?
Which one?
I think so, but I think the copper is sold out. I think there's other platings, maybe. You want to go to that warehouse sale tab and type CH103 in the search. So there is a 10K gold plated version and a silver antique plated version on the warehouse sale. If you just type CH103. So I found a couple ways for you guys to find product pretty easy. So I have all of the item numbers in each of my listings. So one, you can search by item number and it will bring up all of the listings with that item number included. And then you can also search by style of component. So if it's a blank, then you can do, if you type in blank, it'll bring up all of the blank packs. That's how I've been naming things. So it's pretty easy for you guys to find. If you're looking for filigree, type in filigree. It'll bring up all the filigree packs, so on and so forth, whether it's chain, findings, like jump rings, things like that. All of those things should be searchable by the part number and or titles.
If we have it in raw brass, we can make natural brass of it.
Natural brass. I think we have it in natural brass on the wholesale and retail site, along with solid brass. There might be a couple more packs of the copper. I'm not for sure on retail and wholesale. And I think those are like 12-foot sections. But I would probably take a peek there, because I didn't have quite enough to make another spool for the warehouse. And I only really sell overstock here. I don't like dipping into the retail and wholesale bins just because I want to be able to kind of clean up space back here from the overstock, but then still make sure that these products are available for you guys to find later. And I don't sell out of everything, because that would be not great.
So
it would be great, but not great.
Available on the retail site.
Awesome. Awesome sauce. All right. So you hammer the crap out of your blank. And then we're going to take that reliefing block. we're going to shine her up. Now that we're in the wire pack, I'm going to go back to the bead pack so we can get that up there. I think I need to, I'm going to hammer the back side of my blank off screen to make it a bit more flat. It's easier to relieve things when your component is flat. Yeah, nice. It's starting to come through. Ooh, copper sold out.
On the wholesale.
On the wholesale site. So
I'll just go put the signal.
Maybe have enough quantity by foot on retail. Maybe, but it looks like all the wholesale packs are sold out for that. So pretty though. Maybe I stole the last pack for my things. Oopsie, sorry. I'm a huge, huge fan of copper. Cool. That's looking pretty good. I like the way that relieved because there's a couple spots in there that are a bit more bright. Okay. Got to readjust. Grab my shears because you love it when I cut things too. And I'm going to kind of hit the center of this. Now, where's my other blank here? I'm going to show you guys how I measure them when I'm cutting them. So I'm going to cut my first one, probably here.
Not probably.
Probably
it's
here.
Too late.
It's going to be cut right here. No problem, Lise.
Or just lay them over on top.
Okay. Yeah. Save this piece for other designs later on, but we aren't using that in ours. Except for we do need to make another cut. So I'm going to do that there. And then I'm going to line it up on my other blank that I haven't done. Make sure you hammer both blanks. And then I use my shears. I'm not going to cut this other blank, but I line it up. And then I make my cut. So then they're approximately the same size. Do we?
It was about copper. It was copper paint. I'm going to find the link for the antique copper.
That's not the same color, though. That's a different copper. It needs to be more red. I would probably do
You can start with it and add it.
Antique copper and then maybe add some of the barn red in it a little bit. We'll see. Because it is a bit darker and more red tinted than I think the antique copper paint's a little bit of a...
We always encourage
like
experimentation.
Orangey. Yeah. So like that. And then this other piece down here that we're going to save for later. I'm going to make another cut straight across. I want to ensure that there's enough room so I can make hole punches both at the top and the bottom of this little rectangle. So you guys can see where my connections are here. I have 2 hole punches at the top, and then I have my hole punches down here at the bottom. Now I'm going to hammer this out flat. Off to the side. So then we have these 2 components now. Like that, but they're going to be just a tad separated when we do the jump rings and the chain and things and the hole punches and whatnot. So then you have this little sliver, which I'm sure you can find some sort of thing to use this with. Whether it's another pair of earrings, opposite, totally up to you. Grab my hole punch here. I'm a really big fan of copper myself, Deborah. It's one of my favorite finishes. Alright, I'm gonna make my hole punch. These blanks are super easy to hole punch. And then I'm gonna hole punch on the opposite side. Make sure I have enough room. Yep, looks like I do. And then I'm gonna make another one on the opposite side. 2, so one on top and one on the bottom portion. Oi, oi, oi. Nice. Nice, nice, nice.
Mama's watching.
Now we have 4 holes. Oh, my mom! My mom! Hi, Mom! I love you so much. I miss you. I miss my mom so much, you guys. It's crazy. She'll see it in like 30 seconds, maybe, if she's still in here. My mom's the best. Freaking love my mom.
Freaking love my mom.
Freaking love my mom. There she is. She commented, I freaking love my dad, too. Why'd they have to move? Oh, they moved so I could come visit them. Haha, in Virginia. Goodness gracious. Hopefully she'll probably hear all that stuff right about now. She's my favorite. I'm so fortunate to have such a great relationship with my mother. Alright, and then you're going to make additional hole punches across the whole bottom of here. How many did I do? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I made 7 hole punches. You can go from either side, so you kind of keep them in line and kind of more even. I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to guesstimate. Guesstimate is one of my wonderful words. Hahaha. Wendy said she liked that word. Guesstimate.
Guesstimate? No, that's not unusual.
It's my guesstimate.
That's normally used.
Guesstimate. Cookie says, hi, Mom. My mom is awesome, you guys. Oh. I tell my mom everything. And probably things I probably shouldn't even tell my mom. But my mom hears about them anyway. You know, if you were to tell me, like, don't tell anybody this, I'd be like, I'm telling my mom. I'm telling my dad. Because I know they're not going to say anything, but I always share with them. Alright, we are 5 in, and we need 2 more hole bunches. Lovely, lovely. I'll pull that off screen. And then I'm going to do another one right here. It looks like we ended up pretty even on the hole punches, which is always nice. Always. Okay. Beautiful. So now we have our 7 punches at the bottom and our 2 punches at the top. And this is going to be our connector piece. So then I'm going to put a hole punch in the corner of the one of the blank with the loop still on it. And I'm going to do that on the opposite side. Perfect. Oop, bumped you guys. There we go. So then we'll have a jump ring connecting here and here. So it does its dangle. And then our chain that we used, the CH103, I skipped every other hole and just directly linked the chain link to my blank there. So you do that every other hole with your chain starting on the outside. And then we'll do our leather. The leather's fun. Alright. So I'm going to actually take my spool here so I don't take anything off the 10-foot section that I cut. I'll probably just use my shears to cut that. Alright, so I don't cut my leather off prior to, okay? I keep it on my spool or my little rack or my little, what would you call this? My little nest of leather. I don't cut first. I bend my leather like this. So you're going to take, they don't have vintage at Hobby Lobby anymore, Zona. Well, I'm glad that you found us here because we have all of the vintage because that's us. So if you're looking for...
Yeah. We haven't had vintage as a brand in Hobby Lobby for a long time. A long time. But we had
maybe
other...
Since like, maybe for 5 years.
Yeah, but we had we did other private label stuff for them. So things that we created for them under their brand names.
Right.
Yeah. So,
Private
and we're
label.
still in there in that fashion.
Just till
August. Yeah.
August or until they sell out, probably.
But go to our retail site and you'll find anything that's ever been in Hobby Lobby.
Yeah, and then if you have any questions, like if there's anything that you're looking for that you saw at Hobby Lobby, uh, email me, warehouse@vintage.com. They're at the bottom of the screen, and I will do my best to find those items for you. Hi, Katney. She goes, I forgot to say hi. Oh, my 2 different colored jump rings. Oh, I guess I did use a couple different. Oh, no, I used all solid brass. They're just the copper jump ring. It looks like that. All right. So you fold your leather, and then you want to have a little section poking out the top here. And then my tail end is just it's gonna push right in there. So it's kind of flush with the bottom. Okay. And then you'll see there's a split here in the bead. So you can do this with larger leather or the leather that we're using now. I thought this was perfect size though. So I push my leather to the one side of the bead. She's so amazing. I like Katney a lot too. And then I'm going to press down my bead so it splits, but keep my leather in to this side of the bead. And I'm going to crimp the other side down nice and tight. Then you can still see that we have our loop. And then I take this side, my curled side yet, and I pull that open like that so it's straight. I put my piece down. I'm going to come down nice and close so you guys can see this here, because I can't just normally zoom in on this. And I'm going to pinch either side with my chain nose pliers, and I'm going to squeeze it in so it cups the bottom of my leather and kind of makes it a bit more round, because it does flatten out just a tiny bit. I'm going to pull it up here so I can see it too. Sometimes it's hard to do it right under the camera, but I want to make sure that it's all the way tucked. That's looking pretty good. So it's all the way tucked like that. And then we have this portion hanging off. I thought it would be cool to use this portion in other designs, whether you want it to dangle at the bottom of your chain ends, which I thought would be super cool, but I didn't do that. So I'm going to actually take my shears here. After I zoom up a little bit, because we don't even be zoomed in so far anymore. And I'm going to chop that excess off. Excess, not axis. I caught myself there. After your chuckle.
I snickered first.
Yeah, I was like, wait a second. What did I say? And then you'll have this little tab. Just tiny bit of tabs sticking up there.
So you're kind of creating a crimp end.
Yes. With the tube bead. And then I'm going to fold that little tab, or those little 3 tabs that are poking up still, back over top of my same bead here. Oop, oop. You have to get it just right to fold it. There we go. So then that holds your leather, so that's not moving. And then you still have your hole to slide your jump ring through. Debbie just grabbed some of the CH103 in brass.
Good idea.
This is an amazing alternative to wrapping leather. If you don't want to use just those like big bulky crimps and you just want something that's a little more elegant and filigree felt, then that's what we do. You can see that I'm still attached here. Still attached to my spool. So I'm going to measure it based off of one of the other ones that I did, and you can do it however long or short you want, but I always bring it up to my other one and then cut, so then I don't have or I'm not wasting any leather. Like if it ends up being too long, I'm not taking off just a short little piece. And then we have our little tassel. Super cute. And then that gets jump ringed on in the opposites of the chain there. So in the middle, I think I have, 3. So you're going to make 6 of these for a pair of earrings, but it's so easy, you guys just watched. So then we have our copper chain links direct to the blank there on the bottom side, and then we use these solid brass jump rings with the leather connecting. Yeah, I need more of those. It's a fabulous way to end leather. Well, make sure you grab those. Clutch 104, or you can visit vintagelifeshop.com. But it's an amazing way to finish leather, and I think it just looks beautiful. And then I'm going to pop that blank pack, cart 103 blank pack one more time, since that is the blank we used. And then you could, this little itty bitty piece that I was talking about, I thought would be cute as like a little dangle thing at the bottom. As long as you were to file it and get the little sharp ends off, I thought it would be cute to throw these there at the bottom because it matches the leather there. So little dangles would be really cute. All right. So that's how you make those earrings. So easy, but I love it. And it doesn't look easy just from the look of it. They look expensive. I'd probably sell these for like $50.
I was going to say at least 50.
Yeah. Just because of the amount of, not the amount of work necessarily, but like the time that it takes. And then just how crazy amazing those look.
Work is time.
Ooh, looks like a jellyfish, Deborah said.
Oh.
Cute.
A pretty metal jellyfish.
A metal jellyfish.
Metal and leather.
Imagine seeing this jellyfish swimming at you. This one I bet would sting hard.
Of course, you'd wear it on your ear, not on...
Right. Yeah. Hi, Cindy. So glad you're in here. Thank you, Judy. It's such a cool idea. I know. I love it. It's such a great idea. And remember, those are the filigree 2 beads, and then we just trim off our extra pieces there. I'm going to pop these off the screen now that we've visited those. And then we need to go into the necklace and bracelet action. The ones that I'm wearing. I'm going to throw this bracelet on really quick. Maybe we'll do the wire pack first, and then we'll save this set for last. Just so you guys can see it, like, while I'm making the jewelry. Voila.
Nice. That looks really good.
I love it. It's so pretty. Dangle, dangle, dangle. It even sounds cool.
Put it by your microphone.
Yeah. You guys hear that? We had to pause so you guys didn't hear my voice talking over it. Alright. We're going to do the wire one first since we just came off of that wire and leather pack anyway. So just to revisit what's in that wire pack, you have 2 16 gauge wires. One is solid brass and the other is art metal colored, which I think this necklace would be stunning in the art metal too. Are you kidding me? Or if you alternated paddles, ooh, I would love it. All right, so 2 of those, 15 feet each. You get 10 feet of the suede charcoal lace leather, which we used in the earrings that we just showed how to demo. And then we have 2 28 gauge wires. One is a artisan copper color and the other is a solid brass color. Or it is just solid brass, but the artisan copper is a colored one. And then we have a 30 gauge, 180 feet natural brass colored wire. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Reminds me of a belly dancer's belt. Yes.
And listen,
that's probably like the closest, which gypsies wear those too. But yeah, no, I love that. The little belly dancing. Okay, so we're going to do this necklace first. This one also looks absolutely stunning on. I love it. And it's so fun to make because you're going to do quite a bit of hammering, and then you're going to make different sized cuts of the wire. So I want to say, to start with, you're going to make one, 2, 3, 4. So there's 4 sizes of paddles that I have here. So when you're cutting your paddle or your wire, you want to do 4 of the same size, 4 of the same size, 4 different sizes, if that makes sense. And then I'm going to bring my already used little wire thing here. And let's make some paddles and our little U shape that we have going on here as our connector. I should bring this up so you guys can see it closer. So this little bridge here is made of wire. So I made 2 loops on either side of the wire and kind of made it into just a slight U shape. And then these paddles are also hand done. And I'll show you how to do those with loops that are connecting straight to that nice bridge wire, and then some little spacer beads that I put in between to kind of keep the paddles from overlapping each other. So I'm going to bring that back up. Okay. Oop! Keep bumping my camera. Cool. So let's make a paddle. At least one paddle. But I'm probably going to start off with my bridge first. You don't want your bridge to be too long. I should actually measure this for you guys to see an approximate 0. So let's say for your bridge, you're going to need approximately just under 3 inches of wire for your bridge. And I'm referencing this with the 2 loops on either side connecting to the chain as the bridge. Okay. So we're going to grab our round nose pliers, actually. Yeah. And I'm going to grab the tip end here, but I'm going to go all the way to the bottom. There we go. All the way to the bottom of my 2 barrels here. So I can get a nice big loop. It's looking pretty good. And I'm going to do that on the other side. I'm going to go to the bottom of our 2 there. So that way you have approximately the same size loop on both sides too. Looking good, looking good. I'm going to kind of straighten these loops out a little bit. And we're going to do just a light bend in the middle here. So we can get just a little bit of a U format going on. And I like it to be a little bit more organic, so it doesn't need to be perfect. That looks good. So this is our bridge. And I took my chain nose pliers here, and I wanted my loops to be facing toward the chain more. So I'm going to grab my loop like this. Once it focuses, there we go. And I'm going to twist it so it's going horizontally instead of vertically. And then I'm going to bend it up just a little bit. Maybe just a bit more. And don't worry, I'll close those links here shortly. And I'm going to twist this side as well. I'm going to grab my other plier so I'm able to pull it nice. pull it nice. I'm like jingling my bracelet. Come on, a little bit more here. This one doesn't want to turn for me. There we go. And then we're gonna go back up into our U. That's looking pretty good, but I think I'm gonna shift this just a little more. Nice. So this is our bridge. And then I'm gonna close up the rest of my U's here. Or loops. What's
Are
that?
you working from this? Are you working from this?
Is that the 16 gauge?
This was sitting right here.
Oh, maybe I was, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that one is my other wire thing. So now we have our bridge. Love it. Actually gonna angle that a bit more so it's a little more. I don't want to be too particular. There we go. A nice bridge. I'm gonna keep saying that. Alright. Then we need to grab some more wire here. So just an approximate. Didn't you have to put the clear spacers on before closing up? No, these ones, so these clear spacer beads, they're not necessarily spacer beads, they're, I don't know if I have any more in this bin. All I did was reopen my loop and then just slid them around because the hole in the bead was big enough to be able to make that corner. So if you have beads that have smaller holes, I recommend like Renee. I think Renee said it right. Yes, maybe yes. So to answer Renee's question, you can take the beads and string them on prior to, and then you can just link your chain on and then link your paddles on if you want to stay ahead of the curve. But my loops and the holes of my beads were large enough where I could clear that loop and then go down. And I did that with all of my paddles and all of my chain actually. All right. So now we have our wire here. I'm going to straighten it out a bit more just with my fingers. It doesn't have to be perfect, but I just wanted a bit of less of a curve to my wire there. And pull that up. All right, so our wire, we need to hammer just the front part of it here. So I'm maybe gonna angle this too. I feel like angling it helps when you're viewing the process. Okay. Pretty good. So I'm just gonna, with the flat side of my hammer here, you can see that it's starting to flatten out. You just keep hammering. Until you get your paddle shape. And that's looking pretty good. So here's my paddle. And then I'm going to take a file and I'm going to go around this. Because sometimes it gets sharp. And to kind of round it out a bit more. Which I did restock tools today. So if you are in need of any tools, you can, actually I don't know if I put them back in stock on the website yet. I'll have to do that. So after this, I'm going to put the tools that I got back in stock on the websites. so you're able to purchase those. Because I know a couple of them went out of stock. Because quite a few ladies bought a whole bunch of sets this week and last week of tools. Oh, there we go. Don't want to bump you too much. So there's our paddle and our long end, and then these loops on my wire here are relatively large. You guys can see those. And I'm going to take my wire end. Lynn loves doing this with wire. Yes, me too. So fun. And I'm going to make my loop. Nice. And then if your loop is staying or with not flat like not flat, but facing flat when your paddle's flat, I just hold it and then twist my loop here so it's facing the same direction. Nice long paddle. And then I'm going to open up my loop here on my bridge. And then I'm going to string it on, but I'm going to string it on the other way because I want my loops to be facing the same way. So that's loop and paddle 1 on the bridge. That paddle looks a little longer than the other ones, but that's okay. You can always trim from the loop as well. So we'll do that. And then I alternate, because I don't need to make this whole necklace for you guys because it's just the same thing over and over again. So my longer paddles, I stuck in the middle. I did 2 paddles separated by chain. And then I did a spacer bead. And then I did 2 more paddles with chain in the center. And then my spacer bead. And then I did 2 more paddles with chain separating, spacer bead. So it's paddle, chain, paddle, spacer bead. And then paddle, chain, paddle, spacer bead. In a pattern until you have accomplished your bridge or have filled your bridge. If that makes sense. Don't think I have to demo too much more on this because it's just repetitive until you fill it up. But it's so fun. So fun. And then the chain, I don't have any additional jump rings, so I just took my chain and put that right on my bridge too. So this one's super easy as well. And then we're going to do the jewelry that I have on now. I have to take it off. Stamp base, because it's so pretty. But I know this is the one that you are most excited to see. And there's actually not a whole lot that goes into this one either, so I think this is going to be a nice short live for us today. We're an hour and 16 minutes in, and we'll probably finish up within the next 15 minutes. So I think an hour and a half is a pretty good time thing. So I did like a necklace and a bracelet version of these two using the Promise connector. Just lays so beautifully on your wrist and on your neck. So I'm going to pop that one up. I'm going to angle my camera a bit more. So there's that one, and then the necklace version. I don't want to twist my chain too much though. Here we go. There we go. So on the bracelet, I alternated the DP or the P300s, which are those blanks, those dotted blanks. I'm going to do it like this for the necklace. Yeah, something like that. And then we need to grab our components for these. So our blank pack for the dotted blanks is cart 102, 28 pieces for $20. Put those down here and kind of give you a close-up look, which I did this morning. I put the photos that I used finished designs with this, using this piece, not only in this bracelet but the earrings that I've made with this before as well, in the listing on the vintageliveshop.com. So you can view those as well. So it's not just these two designs. You can make way more. And then we're going to pop up the coin pack, which is cart 106. Which I love this coin pack. We have offered this one before, and I think I also have those designs up in the listing for you as well. There we go. There we go. And I also thought the little flat back made this one look like an eye too. So I put the flat back right in the center there where that little embellishment circle is. So. We also need to get our promise connector out. So promise connector is going to be cart 107. And I've also used these before, and I put those photos in those listings as well. So if you want to search connectors, like if you're looking for connectors and you search connectors on vintageliveshop.com, it's going to pop up all the connectors that I've offered before as well. So on and so forth. These are amazing. So pretty. Very detailed. Get a nice close up there. Love them. You can even put like if you even had maybe like a 1mm flat back in the center of these would be super pretty. Or just a drop of resin. A little drop of resin would be super cute. I'm going to put these somewhere in here. In that area. Voila. Nice. Alright, so we have these three components and then CH103 along with some tiny flatbacks to make these two. Thank you, Lynn. You're so sweet. So these three items for these two sets. Or these two designs in this set. I might as well pop up your comment there for a sec. Also, such an extremely easy process for these as well. Might as well. Oh, these are soft. Mm-hmm. Is that salt on the bottom? What is that? No, it's just yummy. Is that lemon on the bottom? Kind of reminds me of a. What are those like lemon bars called? Lemon bars. Is that what they're? Are they just lemon bars? They might be actually. People make with the powdered sugar on top thing. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Lemon bars. Lemon bars and lemon cookies. That's actually not bad. That's actually good, and I like that it's soft and not like a crunchy cookie. It doesn't break all over the place. Yeah. Soft cookies are the best. And get a nice zoom in there. Yeah, it's really nice. So you guys can see the construction. Because it's so easy. I'm not even going to demo it. I'm just going to show you where the connections are. And then you follow those connections up until however large you want your necklace or bracelet to be. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I used 8 promise connectors on the necklace. And 8. I thought 9 for a second, but no, it's 8. 8 promise connectors and 8 of these ancient coins. And then I glued the jewels in each of them right on that center dot.
Zoom in onto one full square.
I don't know if I can do
see
that.
how far you can get in on it. So you can see that connector stands out more against the chain.
That's true.
So you can see the chain versus the connector. And then you can see how they join.
Nice.
Yeah.
No, that's a good idea.
You can see how they join.
Oh, Lynn has a coupon for these cookies.
Oh.
She says she's gonna get some.
Oh.
We can be twinning. Love it. Okay. Did I put cookies comment yet? No, I don't think so. Love all your designs. She also so sweet. I love it when you guys hop in here with me. Okay. To make sure I know where my all's at, though. Okay.
Yeah, that's really good there.
So,
super good.
Promise connector. So I have my chain. And because it's able to be opened, the links are able to be opened and closed, I take an additional link off the end of my chain, and I use that as a jump ring. So it keeps the seamless look with the copper chain. So I take that link, act as if it's a jump ring, and connect it to the top of my promise connector. And then you can also do this. So I did it with my bracelet. I used all of the chain links as jump rings for the bracelet. For the neck, I made the necklace first, so I didn't necessarily have that thought when I was making the necklace. So I just used JR10s in between the promise connectors there, as well as to link this ancient coin there on the bottom. But you can use the chain links like I did on the bracelet, which I'll show that here in a second. It's literally the same concept for both. You just make one shorter than the other. And then on the ends here.
Yeah, Deb's got a good point. Make sure you lay out your chain so it's not twisted while you're attaching.
So I take my chain and I lay it out straight. And I do even numbers. So on this one, I actually had to cut a little bit off the center one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I did 6 links in between my extra length jump ring, if that makes sense. But on the end here, I zoom this over.
It would be easier when you built it. You had the chain straight. Right now, you're just showing it curved.
Right, yeah. No, when I built it, my chain was straight, and I would count with my bead awl. I would stick my bead awl through the link that I knew my ring had to go through, and then I would eye that as I was putting my ring through. So on the ends here, I used the chain link as a direct link to the promise connector on the end, and then the inside chain here, this one follows through all the way around. I was going to switch that so it's more not flip-flopped. Sorry, let's do that right now. Okay. To make sure the ring goes through the bottom. Yes. How do you use tension, Renee? Do you have like some sort of Jimmy rigged
any type
thing?
of cutting board you use with push pins even.
Oh, push pins would be a good idea.
Push pins on a cutting board would work, something like that.
Yeah, or even on your bench block or your rubber block. But it's so fun.
Tension, yeah.
Yeah. And then I did some reliefing. You can see here the little shiny spots on the metal between both of the... How soft is it? The chain? I think that was maybe like a weird one. The chain's not very soft. I mean, it's easy to open and close, but you're able to kind of tug at it a bit. Push pins would be super smart. I've had to do that too, Lynn. Don't worry. She's so funny. Okay. And then you're going to space those out evenly between each of your links. I'll give you a zoomed out look just for a minute here. And then the 2 chain links I linked into one at the end. And then used an additional chain link as a jump ring for my clasp and my normal jump ring, because you're not going to be clasping into that CH103. It's a bit too small for that. So that's just double chain all the way around. And then that's same for the bracelet. I'm going to zoom in here. So this is where I did the alternating, which I thought was really stunning too. Getting close so you guys can see it. So every other promise connector, it's the same construction. You can see here those where I use those chain links as jump rings, which I think looks a lot better than the JR10s, but it's honestly personal preference and up to you. I mean, neither looks bad. They both look great, but I really liked the way that the copper was in between these promise connectors like that. So even if you use just copper jump rings with your copper chain, or gold jump rings with, you know what I mean, all the way through. But I like that it's alternating. It's a little bit of the mixed metal action going on. But I did the same thing and glued my jewel there in the center of my ancient coin to kind of make it look like an eyeball. And then I was talking about these holes here on the promise connectors where you could do like a drop of resin to put a little bit of color in there. But otherwise, it's the same construction, even on the ends. I did the same thing and used a chain link as a jump ring to connect to my clasp and to my other jump ring. Ooh, styrofoam and push pins would be really smart. That's a good idea too.
Corkboard. Corkboard would be super good.
Yeah. Anything that you can think of that's a little bit soft but still sturdy enough to do that with. But so
just
easy
like, you know how you have your
construct.
bulletin boards in the house?
Yeah.
You know those things where you have cork?
Yeah.
Anything like that would be great.
So.
Can probably get them at hobby store.
Mm-hmm. Probably. Or even Walmart. Walmart probably sells them. Or Joann's is going out of business. They probably have them on sale.
Yeah, but their sales are like normal pricing.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, so Nancy said
What the heck?
Yeah.
Sell my butt.
That's right, sell your butt.
I'm not going to sell my butt, but...
If you're from the South, it would have sounded, sell my butt.
Yeah. Thank you, Glenna. So yeah, this is super easy. It's just basic linking. Yeah. I didn't even do anything other than glue the jewels on the ancient coins and then just did the basic linking to the chain. And then in between each of the connectors. I'm not showing it today, Peggy. I didn't have enough time between Monday and Tuesday with making the listings and everything, but next Friday I will probably have that, and I'll have the listings for the scoop lots too. So we're gonna be doing scoop lots next week, because I didn't have enough time to quite get all that ready. But I will be showing the chain next Friday, so that's something to look forward to.
Invite your friends.
Yeah, invite your friends. Have them come party with us. So I will be releasing that next week. I'm sorry that it's not right now, but I had to look for the products that ladies were requesting in emails, and then I had to make sure that I had this offering ready for you guys. I actually had to get this offering ready for you guys yesterday afternoon.
Remember, we were just together on Friday.
So we were in. Right? So I was in time for the pre-order. Otherwise, there wouldn't have been a pre-order.
I know, but we just did this Friday. It's only Wednesday right now.
Yeah, it's only Wednesday. So I literally had Monday and half of Tuesday to get all of the designs, all of the listings, all of the part numbers, etc. ready for
Wonder
you guys
Woman.
for pre-order. Like, woo!
Wonder Woman.
Yeah. I put that on my Instagram story, on my jewelry Instagram story. I was like, ooh. I was like, I don't know how many times I can say that this is like my new favorite offering, but wowzers. I was literally like trying to catch my breath. So like, wow. But yeah, no, I will be offering those to you guys next week. I won't forget. And I didn't forget this time. I just didn't quite have time to do that. But we need to get into our look and our giveaway action. Looks like we're running at an hour and a half, so we'll be finishing under 2 hours. It wasn't quite an hour and a half, but
Get your loves in there.
get your loves.
Get
I
your
should
loves
probably
in the
show them
video.
how to do that before I start the look.
Yep, let's do that.
And then after the look, then we'll do our giveaway. Oh, Renee. So I gain all of my inspiration from other people's designs. So I never ever copy designs, but I kind of look at the way that things are layered and kind of use the layering scheme, especially with these two. Hold on. All right. So your love button is right there. If you're on a desktop, it should be in the same area for you when you're using your phone as well.
Yeah, it's lower right on Android. Lower right on
lower
Android.
right. It's probably lower right on iPhone too. I don't have that up on my phone there. I'm gonna switch views here so you can guys get me long way. Ugh. Scoot in. And another bite to my cookie. But, it's actually really good the more you eat it. The more bites you take,
I got a whole bag here.
It gets a little bit better, yeah. Alright. So make sure you get your loves in. Because that's where the giveaway is going to come in. At the end there. And we'll do the looks here. I had to wear a nice V-cut neck shirt again. So you guys could see it. And it wasn't going to be jumbled by my
hoodie.
Yeah. There we go. So this is the wire paddle necklace. I'm going to try and get like a side. There we go. So that's from the side. It lays really nice right in the center there. Gotta remember, opposites, Korean opposites. There we go. And I love the way, I was like, I'm going to show you my chins, you guys. I'm so happy I'm not self-conscious about things like that. Totally okay with you guys sharing my chins with me. Okay. I love the way that the paddles shine when they're like flipping a little bit, just like little jingles, little reflections. Love it. I'm probably gonna move this light up a bit so it might be a little more easier to see it. Jeez. I have to like look down at my phone to see. So this is the paddle necklace. Thank you, Peggy. I think we're in a good warm spell of weather, so I'll probably be dressing more cute. More cutesy come the spring or the end of spring into summer here. I do have this really cute romper that I want to wear next week, I think. I have to plan my outfits out that far in advance.
This is not romper room.
Well, it's a cute jumpsuit.
Okay.
It's a jumpsuit romper thing. Something like that.
Our new warehouse dress code.
Yeah. It's modest. At least it's modest. I'm pretty big on modesty, you ladies.
I do appreciate that.
Yeah. No, I am reserved for Ian. Nobody else needs to see anything else. I'm a big jeans and tank top girl. That's me. I'm not a big fan of the shorty shorts and things like that myself.
Daisy Dukes.
Daisy Dukes. I like that term. The Daisy Dukes. I forgot that was even a thing. Like, actually.
You wouldn't have seen it the first time around.
No. Probably not. Ian and I just watched Tommy Boy.
Peggy says we
last
can
night.
make it romper room if we want. Only if you bring your magic mirror, Peggy.
And your hammer.
Bring your magic mirror. I see Doug. I see Corey.
Who's the fairest one of them all? Right? Because that's Snow White.
She had a magic mirror. The lady in romper room, she'd look in the mirror, she could see everybody. But she never, ever said Doug. She never said Doug.
Ever?
Never.
Never, ever?
I was so sad.
Hot
I
pants.
thought it was invisible to her magic mirror. It wasn't so magic for me.
I had to flip there. Hold on. Alright. Necklace and bracelet set together. So pretty. 47 degrees? No, thank you, Monica. It's probably 75 degrees today. We have some nice weather coming up this next week. It's going to be like 70s and 80s. There goes my chins again. Whenever I look down at my phone, I just see all my chins pop up on the screen. So funny.
I don't have any. I just go from my chin to my chest. It just connects. One straight connection.
No neck.
Like a turkey. I got like a turkey neck.
That's funny.
Don't shoot me.
Gobble, gobble.
Don't shoot me in November.
Yeah. Wake me up when November ends. All the references. You guys can hear the little with my bracelet. It's so pretty. And then the necklace. So pretty. Love it. Okay. Showed the other necklace, and then we need to grab our other bracelet. I really love this bracelet a lot too, and I think this would make for a stunning necklace, like a choker necklace. So I'll probably put it up on my neck first. It's too big or too small. It's not too big. It's too small to put on like normally with my neck, but I think that would be a really pretty choker necklace as well. Thanks, you ladies. And then let's get this one up. My all-seeing eye. We're also watching. So we just watched Tommy Boy last night, which it's so funny.
Fat guy in a little coat.
Kieran brought up that same reference at dinner last night, and I said, "What is that from?" He goes, "Tommy Boy," and I was like, "I'm gonna have to watch that." So Ian and I watched that, but he brought he said it. He's like, "Fat boy in a little coat" or something like that.
Housekeeping.
I thought it was funny.
Or the bees
It's
scene.
a good movie.
The bees scene when they get it pulled over by the cops. It's bees.
Oh yeah, and I can't believe that actually worked. Oh man. So there's my other bracelet. I love it so much. I love these little jewels. They just make all the difference. But it being layered. Oh. You know what would be cool is if I put some of these in the bracelet and necklace, those little eye connectors. Because I think it looks really cool when it's together like that. Try to get my whole span for you guys. And then earrings. And then we're done for today. Other than my giveaway.
You get your popsicle stick out. Did you?
I don't know. I didn't. I don't have one.
That was Lisa's hint, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Lisa Mack.
Lisa has some really good tips and tricks and techniques.
I don't think she's in today.
Lisa!
No, I don't
Where'd
know.
you go?
She's chiming in.
Yeah. So, super cute. Make sure those are facing the right direction. Ooh. I'm just gonna wear all this jewelry home. All of it. If I can get... I could probably wear these both at the same time. That'd probably be pretty bulky,
You know
though.
what you should do? You should make
Like that?
sets of the ones you've made for auction or something like that.
Oh.
Auction off. You know, the
There,
full set you did on a certain day.
there are so many
You kept
people...
them?
There are so many people that message my jewelry accounts and they're like, how much does this cost? I say I don't sell my finished designs. I only sell the components, so you can do it yourself. So go buy the components and then you can make it and follow along on the lives. I think that's stunning. Wow. Holy cow. Woo-wee. Give me some more of those earrings. Look at that. So pretty. I love those. I wish I could just stick those in my ears. Maybe. Should I try? Let's try to get it in my ear. My ear holes have not had anything put in them for a while. Oh, I got it. I poked it through. Haha. Ooh. Real, yep. These are mine. Real ears. My real ear holes. Swinging.
Peggy, she's got all good ones, doesn't she? Here.
Good ideas.
She's full of good ideas.
Yeah. Oh wow, I really do love those. And they're not heavy. They're not like super heavy at all.
Yeah, Peggy.
Sometimes I'm worried about that in my designs.
That phase passed over by me in 1980s.
My dad has one of his ears pierced.
Yeah, I decided not to. Too much confusion on which side.
Yeah, is it the left or is it the right?
I didn't want to make a mistake.
Yeah.
I skipped it.
Dad got his done. I have mine. I don't think Kieran didn't. If Wendy's in here, doesn't Ben have his ear pierced, or both of them, or one or the other?
Did.
I was like, I thought I remembered that. Wendy's husband, Ben. And I'm not sure if Scott has his ears pierced. I'm thinking about like boys in the family.
Dudes.
Cool. You guys ready for that giveaway? As I'm all shaking it up here. I probably should have made this one just a little bit longer, because then I could have worn it together. No blood, please. I'm not so like squirmy around things like that. I've actually saved somebody's life before, which is kind of crazy to even think or say.
Me?
No. No, like legit.
Oh, you mean literally?
I mean literally, like saved somebody's life out when we were snowboarding and things. I wish I could do those. But yeah, Ski Patrol's like, if you wouldn't have done what you did, this guy probably would have died. I'm like, oh, thanks. And it's funny. So I don't know if I've ever mentioned this to you guys before. But besides like everything that happened to this guy, I was the first thing that he saw when he woke up. He goes, "Are you my guardian angel?" I'm not even kidding you.
That day he did?
I'm not even kidding you.
That day you were?
He was like, "Are you my guardian angel?" Like half even awake. I'm like, "No, but I'm here to make sure you don't die." Oh man, that was one of the craziest things for sure. Because I thought I was gonna get down there, and this guy like was not coming to, and he like knocked himself out pretty bad, so bad that he started vomiting, and coughing up blood. But he wasn't quite awake yet, and he was faced like this, so they said that he would have choked on his own stuff, and that was where I came into play. That was a while ago though. That was years and years and years ago. But crazy. I know I need to get my other ear holes working. All right. So, lovely.
How are we doing? Everybody get their loves in?
Yeah, you guys have your loves in. We're going to refresh it here. And then we're going to wait 30 seconds. So you guys can get caught up. And you don't miss out on the loves. On the love giveaway action. I'm going to show what's in that giveaway one more time.
Spread it out.
While we're on the camera here. Alright, one more time for the giveaway. I keep forgetting to take down the stinking cart number when I'm showing jewelry, but oh well. Oh, there goes that orange bead again in my lap. Okay. That's what I think Cindy. Because nobody else was checking on him, and I legit thought he was, like, dead. Because he wasn't moving. So I was like, I'm gonna go check. And then come to find out, that all happened. Crazy, crazy deal.
Ooh, Mom dropped in again for a chance to win.
My mom, my mother. We're doing a giveaway. One more. Before we peace out. This is the end of the live. Look, there's even a pineapple. How cute. I'm allergic to pineapple, but that's adorable. It's adorable anyway. It's embossed. This one's really cool because it's double-sided. Alright. That's the giveaway. I think it's been about half a minute. 30 seconds. Woohoo! So pretty.
Okay, we got our 44 in.
Alright. You have a 1 in 30 chance of winning this giveaway. Make sure that they're all loaded in.
Pretty good odds, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. I kind of want to put... Now I feel weird not having that bracelet on. It's not like shaking around and all that. Alright. Are we ready? Freddy.
Stop.
Katney! You have won the giveaway. She's probably still in here. Katney Sneed, I think it is. Right? Sneed? Or
looked like a Sneed.
Sneed. Winner, chicken dinner. Katney.
Was it any?
I think it's NY.
NY?
Yeah, I think it's that. Winner, chicken dinner. Bam. I think they'll be seeing it. Yay! She saw it. So Katney gets this amazing giveaway.
Purchase.
Yep, as long as she makes a purchase, but I'm probably pretty certain she already has. Because she's really great too. Here we go. This is coming in your giveaway. Gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous. We're going to get your name on a bag. And then everything... do I have a 4x4 bag? Here we go. Everything for Friday's live last week, the Vintage Stash, and the live today, all of those will be shipping tomorrow and Friday. Okie dokie. So, you're going to get probably 3 shipments in one, if that makes sense. Because, I was supposed to be gone for Ian's surgery tomorrow and Friday, but that is no longer. It is rescheduled, so...
That means you're going to be kicking my butt.
Yep. Doug's going to be doing all the shipping. Kieran and I are going to... Kieran's going to pack everything for me, and then I'm going to put everything in bins for everybody's individual orders. Make sure that I can combine everything, so on and so forth.
Your Sharpie?
Yes, please.
Sharpie.
I'm gonna write Katney's name on here so she can see it. Do you guys know that I handwrite all of the
Warehouse loves you.
Warehouse love you every time? Literally every time. I handwrite all of that stuff. I think it's cute to add just a little bit of personalization. Is that a word?
Yes, it is.
It better be a word.
It is today.
It's my word now. So Katney got this amazing giveaway. This will be coming in her shipment. So fun. All right. We're going to say bye to everybody. I'm probably going to do it the long way. Long ways instead. I'm going to switch it. There we go. So we're not like horizontal. All right, you lovelies. Thank you so much for joining me in such a short period of time. I know you just saw me Friday, but I hope Wednesday or this Wednesday was just as good as last Friday. And we hope that, not just hope, but there is a design live on Friday since our days switched. And then Ainsley does Monday lives. So if you didn't see Ainsley's Monday live on the new release for the new products that we have just offered on wholesale and retail, you should take a look because there's some amazing connectors, plated and solid brass. I think there's a couple natural brass things too, but the connectors are amazing and you guys should check out their live because it was so good. So good. But otherwise, if you have any questions, you can email me. The wrong camera. Email me right here, warehouse@vintage.com. I changed it, so now hopefully you guys will be able to separate your warehouse questions from your design questions. And then you can visit vintageliveshop.com. Right there.
Just don't.
Right there to buy anything or, look at all of the design inspiration we have in there for you.
We can't say have a great weekend, can we?
Nope. I was
thinking
about that. I was like, have a great
week.
something. Have a great week.